video 2, Mr. Singh, it is common knowledge that the case bearing your name, the judgment in that matter relating to police reforms has not been implemented so far. What, according to you, would be the reasons or could be the reasons?
Firstly, let me make it clear that not implemented would not be the right word. The right word would be partially implemented, hesitatingly implemented,
Okay, not fully implemented.
and at times even farcically implemented. Yes. I mean, because the picture varies from state to state.
Right.
Some states have taken steps forward. Some states have been very delinquent in the matter of implementation. So the picture varies from state to state, but there has been some movement forward in every state, because every state is conscious of the fact that they should not be hauled up for contempt. So willy-nilly they have, while trying to show that they have complied with the directions of the Supreme Court, they have willy-nilly taken some steps forward, even if they are not sincere, even if they are not in keeping with the spirit of the Supreme Court directions. Now, why is there so much resistance? That is your point. You see, the political class as a whole and the bureaucracy also, these two are very powerful wings, and I would say that if the political class and the bureaucracy combine, I think they can stall any movement, any effort at reform at their level, and because they wield so much of power. In fact, between them they wield the entire spectrum of power. Very little is left for the other departments. So, and the political class is opposed to it because they want the same system of policing to continue, which they inherited from the British, which enables them use the police to further their political agenda. And the bureaucracy has become used to sort of bossing over the police, sort of dominating the police and giving them orders, instructions, even when they are not familiar with the subject, even when they are not competent to give directions on the subject. Competent in the sense of in terms of knowledge, yes, but still they would like to intervene. So both the bureaucracy and the political class, they are opposed to reforms, and they have been creating all kinds of problems in the matter of implementation. And while the 18 states have passed acts purportedly in compliance with the Supreme Court directions, but if you examine those acts, you find that they go against the letter and the spirit, if not against the letter, definitely against the spirit of the Supreme Court's directions. For example, if they have one of the directions for the State Security Commission, they would constitute the commission, but they would dilute its composition, they would curtail its powers, and thereby make the institution almost redundant, because one of the recommendations of the Supreme Court was that it should be so constituted that it acts as an impartial body. Now they sort of pack this State Security Commission with their representatives, with their proteges. So the composition is pro-government, and then they say that any recommendation made by the commission will be optional. I mean, you may accept it, you may not. Now, if you make it discretionary, if it is only recommendatory, then there is no point in having such a commission. So, I mean, the answer to your question is that the political class and the bureaucracy are opposed to giving the kind of functional autonomy which the Supreme Court wanted to be given to the police.
Do you think that at some stage need may arise for a comparative study with regard to these 18 states and other states, and to reach out to Supreme Court again, that look, this is how the matter has progressed in all these years?
That comparative study I am doing, and I keep on submitting my petitions to the Supreme Court, yes. And for the last more than 3 years, unfortunately, the case has either not been listed or listed but not heard. Okay. So it has gone in some kind of a deep freeze, and my effort was that it should be taken up before the summer vacation, and my advocate made I think more than one mention to the Chief Justice of India also, and he is also keen, I believe, keen to take it up, but there are so many other cases, so many other pending matters which have been engaging his attention, but I am sure he will take it up after the summer vacation. Okay. And of course, and meanwhile, we have apprised him of the position, the comparative position in different
districts. Of the matter.
The court is seized of the matter, and I hope the matter will be taken up after the summer vacation.
Another matter connected to this is with regard to the posts and postings of police commissioners, which has taken place in a number of locations. Now, what are your views with regard to it? Are you satisfied?
See, police commissioner system is the most modern system of policing, not only for India, but anywhere in the world you go. I mean, in all the Western democracies I have seen, they have this police commissioner system, but there has been so much of resistance to having this police commissioner system because the British left behind this district magistrate system, and the bureaucracy was happy with it, and the politician also felt that it was delivering. But gradually the politicians are coming around this view that yes, we should have commissioners. In UP, you will be surprised that as far back as 1978, the then Chief Minister announced that you will have a police commissioner in Kanpur, but it could be implemented only after Yogi Adityanath became the Chief Minister of the state, because he was committed to it. Okay. And he has been gradually extending it to other cities, and wherever it has been introduced. Mind you, any new system takes time to make an impact and give a positive impression. That time should be given. We should not be in a great hurry to accept or reject it. I mean, once it is given proper time, once you have the right kind of officers posted as police commissioner, I am sure the system will work much better than the colonial system which we inherited from the British.
Then Mr. Singh, there is this aspect relating to computerization in the police force, in the working of police. Now, are you satisfied with the pace of computerization?
If I may slightly tweak this question, am I satisfied with the introduction of technology in police? I will put it that way. Computerization is just one aspect of it. Yes. I would say we have been rather slow in accepting technology, and if I look at the other departments, I would say the railways and the income tax, they have taken to technology and computerization much faster than the police have taken. But when we are trying to catch up for the lost time, and a number of reforms have been initiated in the recent past. For example, this CCTNS scheme has been launched, by which networks all the police stations of the country. So if you sitting in UP, you want to know that this man is a Keralite, he has come here, what is his background, you can just within a few minutes through CCTNS, you can refer to Kerala police and you will get a feedback the same day. Instead of, as it would happen earlier, you send a letter or somebody, a messenger goes to Kerala, and it used to take at least a week, if not more. But now with the click of a mouse, you can refer the matter to Kerala police and get feedback from them. So CCTNS has been a great advance in the introduction of technology, but there are a whole lot of other matters where technology would play a good role. I would say the registration of FIRs electronically. I think we should move in that direction wherever possible. I mean, it is not possible in every case, but the categories of offences where it could be registered electronically, those could be specified. For example, I mean, your car has been stolen. Now, it's all factual. You just say that this is the registration number, this is the make of the car, this is the color of the car, etc., etc. Give all the details and say it was stolen from such and such date, and it should be registered straight away. So we could categorize those offences where registration of a case electronically would not pose a serious problem and no preliminary inquiry is required.
This is fine with regard to the sort of automation and modernization in the matter of collection of evidence, etc. But at times there is a sort of a total lethargy or reluctance to change, and one instance could be given that recently this had to come from the Ministry of Home Affairs, that the use of highly Urdu and Persian words in the matter of case diary, etc., we should do away with it. Yes. Now, why can't sort of these things, why didn't these things come up through the sort of state efforts?
No, it was already happening in the states. Gradual changes were taking place, but I think this kind of fiat is good, whatever. So the process gets accelerated by this kind of direction. But it was already happening because the new generation of officers did not know Persian and Urdu. So they were using Hindi words, but it is good that this kind of direction has come from the MHA.
Thank you. This brings us to the end of video number 2, and in the next video we would move towards insurgency.